Norman Floyd Barnes from Washington, District of Columbia. I want to begin with Norman Floyd Barnes. Some of the takeaways from the U.S. China gathering that we have seen over last weekend. It was important to understand how far these talks will be beneficial to one another. There will be extensive discussions today regarding the debate that one nation finds itself as an established power where the other sees itself as an emerging one. And this is where the debate begins. I want to get a know-how from Norman Floyd Barnes. What are the updates that you have from the United States of America? Norman.
Good morning. The updates is it is morning. Sunday is a day of rest here in Washington, thank goodness. However, the world is moving forward. Uh, the United States administration is preparing to respond to the meetings in China last week. This summit came through as a great success in terms of business deals. There will be some word announcement about exactly how that went. But we can assume now that there's a trade uh, agreement that's going to be announced soon regarding China and the United States. Um, Technology will be involved, agriculture trade will be involved, and a new, I guess, track in terms of how we're going to move forward uh, in dealing with each other, meaning China and the United States moving forward from today. So while that's happening, um, Cuba is in the brink of collapse. Uh, they are out of energy. The resources there, they don't have enough energy to do another day. Other countries are coming in. The United States is still holding steadfast with their blockade. Conversations about how the United States is going to uh, deal with that while they are dealing with this ceasefire proposal and issue going on in Iran. The president again has put out more warning that it will be bad days, times coming up if they do not agree to this peace agreement. However, the emboldened Iran stated that if the peace deal do not come to their meet their terms, they are fully prepared to engage in military actions and other actions, including a new policy for tolls in the Strait of Hormuz uh, coming up. So they are planning right now for a new world order, and China has, I believe, achieved what they wanted to do with the meetings with the United States last week. So much so that Putin is planning a visit next week to China to do also engage in that. So what we're seeing now is the emergence of what we call the emergent nations, countries are now approaching, I think the word was mentioning the established Western world. The new world order is shifting. There's a shift. So what I suspect is that you're going to hear more about the alternative solutions to the current situation and how the emerging nations are basically getting a foothold and breaking free from the cuts of the Western dominance, mainly the U.S. dollar. They are looking at other alternatives. They are being discussed, and countries are now feeling rejuvenated. That now they feel like they are now breaking free from the chains of the Western world and the one system economy. So this will uh, create another situation where opportunities in the global south will increase. At the same time, we are dealing here in the United States with the burden of the Iranian war and the cost of that. everything is going up. The price of everything is going up. It's very expensive to here in the United States. Everything is increasing. People are not making payments, monthly payments on their issues with their mortgages and issues with their car payments. Right now, the United States is an all-time high on default on car loans. So basically, people making choices of do I eat or do I drive? So
Got it.
basically, we are preparing, we are dealing with this pre-recession period in the midst, in the midst of our fall midterms.
I want to ask you, how do you see the friendship between an established power versus an emerging one? I want to just get a remark from you on how you see this relationship coming forward, especially because with the Taiwan situation, the emerging power says that it belongs to them historically, while the established power was seen trying to sell weapons to Taiwan. How do you see this, Norman, as Taiwan was one of those sensitive issues between the talks between the two nations?
Yes, Taiwan is the tipping point, the issue. The relationship is not a friendly one; is strictly a transactional one. So basically, we agree to work with you because we have common needs, we have common goals, but we really not in love with you. But we are forced because of the situations that we have to deal with, the circumstances, resources that we have to come to terms and find a way to work through it. So the relationship is basically transactional. Uh, Business is strictly business. I don't see where each person is going to be, hugging and kissing each other and kumbaya. That's not. I don't think is in there. This is basically business and trade, commerce. These are transactions, and as you mentioned, they came in looking for one number and they left with a reduced amount. So you're going to see these type of transactions to continue. This is how the relationship is going to be. They're going to be counter offers, dealing with things, and there will be concessions. So this is the nature of the business moving forward. Transactional.
A nation that has been fighting this energy crisis as well as a food crisis, a food shortage. A popular YouTuber adventurer Joe Hatab had visited Cuba very recently. In his filmmaking documentary, he carried on the livelihoods of common Cuban people and how they live day to day. In some cases, people have to stand near a bakery for hours on just to get some bread. I want to get a comment regarding this very issue in Cuba from Norman Floyd Barnes. How do you see this? Will the U.S. be open to helping this economy? If not, will there be confrontation with the Cuban government? How do you see this, especially as the year began with an attack on a South American nation, Venezuela, when their leader was captured and taken into New York? I want to get a comment from Norman. How do you see the Cuban situation?
Thank you for the question. As you know, Cuba has been intertwined with our population, the growth. We have a large attention of Cubans living in the Florida, particularly in the Miami-Dade area, other parts of the country. So the people have been very good as contributors to the growth of the United States. The 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 situation right now with Cuba and the blockade is horrific. This is something that I'm embarrassed about being a United States citizen that we are creating a situation where people are dying, the economy is dying, and you create a situation through our blockade that people cannot live. The basic things, food, water, shelter. These people cannot survive without energy and without import exports. So our government approach to Cuba is kind of confusing to me because I don't know what is the threat. What is the threat we have with Cuba? Why do we have to somehow uh, destroy uh, these people, this country, and to what avail? What is the plan? there must be a plan, but I have not seen the plan. I have not known anybody to discuss what the benefits of doing this blockade in Cuba, except costing more money to the average citizen in terms of military allocations. Is there a military purpose to this? Yes, they're 90 miles away. Well, they always been 90 miles away. You know, we don't went through several administrations who was trying to this issue with Cuba. So the question is, what does Cuba plays in the terms of the growth of the United States? What threat do they impede anything, or is there a purpose for that? I can't see it. I'm very puzzled about why we doing this to this small country in this region, only 90 miles from the United States. How can you live with yourself?